I know I'm going to do it again, but I hope and I'm going to pray that we could see a Techies game just because I want to see a Techies game for no other reason than that. Wisp, Snapfire, Bloodseeker. Hands up, chat. Put your hands up in the chat. Press 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Are we going to see a
chat
Techies?
Interaction?
Please. Oh. Well, this is the kind of game where, you know, if you're 1-0 up in a series, maybe you feel like this is the one where you let it through to see if you can beat it.
Ooh.
Because you actually have a chance now, right? Because you have this like safety net almost. And then if they lose to it, they can be like, okay, we'll bat it game 3. Oh.
Magnus first pick, Techies banned. It took them that long to think whether or not they were going to say, do we hate ourselves enough to let the Techies through? Or do we just want the 2-0? Safety net or not?
Okay, so. PYW Rubik. Let's talk about this.
Very exciting.
We talk about Rubik players. We always mention PYW after FY, it feels like.
Yes.
No. So I cannot wait for this already. How many RPs are we going to see stolen this game? Go.
Ooh. All right, chat. Here we go. Another chat interaction. I know we just did one. Here's the line. The line is 2.5. Under 2.5, put 1 in the chat. Over 2.5, put 2 in the chat. Which I know is confusing. But
if
he's going to
2.5 RPs on the dot.
Well, you can't steal 2.5 RPs.
Well, what happens if he steals it, but it doesn't quite get back to him before he dies?
Ooh, we'll need a judge. We'll get a judge. We'll get an official ruling with somebody. I'll call Gaben. He won't pick up, but I'll call.
There you go,
I don't actually have his number. Yeah, Bane, interesting. It's another interesting pick. It's also another one of those where it's like, you have to be stationary, though, to use Fiend's Grip. So PYW is just like, all right, thanks for the Fiend's Grip.
What you do is you pick 5 heroes that have spells that want to be stolen, and then PYW brain just explodes because he wants to steal from everybody. And you just can't do that.
Wasn't that what people talked about when Doom was like, I know Doom's very popular right now, but like there was that stint where Doom was like really popular in the offlane. People were like, well, if you pick 5 heroes that he wants to Doom, then he doesn't feel as effective. And it was like, all right, that kind of makes sense. You know, my 2K, 3K, 10K analysis.
Oh my
Omni-Knight
God.
again. Wow. Vici. Okay.
But again, because this makes sense here. Do you remember when we cast, was it last OGA? We talked about this Omni-Knight against Magnus.
I think it might have been last OGA.
I think it was. Because we talked about how when you pick Magnus, you want to pick some physical damage core with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we see like the PAs and stuff all the time. You know, these big, hard-hitting cores. When you know they're coming, you pick this Omni-Knight this early in the game. Mm-hmm. Not only is the Heavenly Grace, the Guardian Angel going to be good against all this physical damage that can come through, the Heavenly Grace is also purging off the Fiend Script, which is really nice. It has flex value because you can play it 3 and 5. And now they get to ban 3 heroes, like that the Omni might not want to deal with, potentially. So
they banned the Storm, knowing that, 1, Ori just had an amazing game on that Storm, and 2, you need to try and protect that Bane, and Bane's just going to get destroyed by a Storm that jumps to the backlines.
They just banned 3 Ori heroes. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's focus on Ori time. Make sure that mid's going to have a little bit of a better experience. Excuse me.
I'd be interested to see if they do have the potential to play this Omni-Knight 3, or if it's pretty much set as the 5. Because again, I'm not a massive believer in this hero. I'd like to see it work more, because I think the hero is pretty cool to watch. But again, like I feel like the laning pressure didn't really get, pointed out last time, because this Shadow Demon Tiny can't really. It's not a hero duo that can deal with the Omni-Knight in the laning stage, because they never have any kill threat, because everything gets purged off. Like the Shadow Demon slows down. So.
Zeus. So that could be a. It doesn't need to be a mid Zeus, right?
I mean, it could. I think. Well, surely it has to be, right? Because unless it's 3, but
just. I mean, I guess it's not like the flashy Ori that I'm expecting, and that's the only reason I say that is like I expect a little bit flashier, but I mean that's always like a poor reason to be like that's not a 2.
But at the same time, I think it's because they want to flex the Omni Knight till either the last pick or the second to last pick. So they have to pick the mid hero here, don't they? Otherwise, they give away what position the Omni's going to be if they pick their 3-4-5 first, which is not great.
Okay.
Lina.
This Lina could be, the 4 could be the mid.
Yeah.
We'll see if nothing to say does play that Lina really well.
Yeah, I like this pick. This is good. It gives them more burst damage to try and get through the GA as well, which is nice. It lanes up well against Zeus if it has to, because they both just keep their distance, like they both just trade farm.
Ooh. Okay.
That's interesting. How are LGD ever going to get a ward down? They have Slark Zeus.
Yeah, they're just going to clean up all the vision that LGD is going to get in this game, and then they're going in blind to every attempt.
We find wards with Slark. We kill wards with Zeus. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Go next.
Win game. Go next. And with this pick, it still keeps the Omni Knight flexed. It could still be 5. It could still be 3. They'll wait to see what LGD goes to. On top of which, Vici do have the last pick, so keeping it open is perfect for them. And that, I guess that doesn't necessarily need to be a mid Lina. It could be a 4. It could be a 4 Magnus. I've seen Jinkyu on it before. There's so many things that guy plays. He's got probably one of the biggest hero pools in the 4 position. Now they go Beastmaster for LGD.
Now, this pick's cool. Because what did we just talk about being a big deal in this game?
Heavenly Grace.
Well, I was going to say the Vision with the wards, but Heavenly Grace as well. Heavenly Grace is obviously really good against the Raw, but they need the Vision to be able to play around, right? Because they're not going to have good vision down on the map because of the wards being destroyed. Hawk obviously very good. Also, this Beastmaster is a Necro 3 buyer, which has a Purge against GA. So now they actually have a way of getting rid of the GA, where they had the Shadow Demon with the break last game and things as well, and the Purge. Now they have the Beastmaster. So I don't mind this.
It's still tough though, right? Like you're picking a Beastmaster into something that can counter your ult, right?
Yeah, but it's less about the ult on that hero this game and more about the map pressure that it offers. Like, is this Zeus Slark core combination take a little bit of time to come online? Like, this Slark needs like 15, 20 minutes maybe. Zeus needs the same. Vici aren't going to really be able to fight until these heroes can come online. So if LGD can make the most of that and start pressuring towers early, they've got this Lina that can chip, they've got Magnus, Beastmaster that are both really strong early if they need to be. Like, obviously Magnus would prefer to farm as well, but I think he looks at this Vici lineup and he's like, okay, well, time to run it.
Wow. That's pretty crazy that, they basically just use their last 2 bans to protect the Beastmaster with the Enchantress and the Chen.
Yeah, I think they have to, because otherwise, like, you want this Beastmaster to have a good lane, right? Because it's Beastmaster Lina as your 3 and 4, and they can pressure the Slark really hard as long as there's not a 5 that destroys the Beastmaster in the laning stage.
So now the question becomes: do you go mid Lina or mid Magnus?
I think you go mid Mag, because it's gonna be Zeus, right? Like, I'd be very surprised if it wasn't.
But then if it's Zeus, like, wouldn't you want to be the Lina? Have that longer distance, like right click and everything?
No, because Mag just
make a Warlock,
pushes
so
the lane
that's
out in jungles anyway.
3 Omni.
Interesting.
So the Warlock's there, so it will be mid Magnus.
The Warlock's there to try and offset some of the pressure that the Beastmaster Lina do with the heal, which is nice. Gives them a lot more team fight. They now have Warlock Zeus, which is a crazy combo. You get the Fatal Bonds down, you hit everybody with Thunder God's Wrath, and that's going to be a huge amount of AoE damage that comes through. Jeez. Their lineup is so slow, though. Like, really slow. They have Slark, Zeus, Omni, Tricore. Like, these guys all need farm to be effective. If their laning stage starts to crumble ever so slightly, I think it's going to snowball completely out of control this game.
Can LGD's lineup get away with that, though? Or they're playing something that can take advantage of how slow Vici's playing?
They have this Beastmaster 3. They have Jug Mag. Like, Jug's one of those heroes that you don't really want to be building Battle Fury on if you can get away with it, right? Like a lot of the time people do just because they need the farm capability throughout the game and things, which is fine. When you have a mag in your team this game, you go super stat heavy. You have healing water sustain for the pushes as well with this Beastmaster aura. This guy is going to pop off. I really like LGD's draft this game. I think what they had last game was funky. Vici, their draft's greedy. If they can get away with not like bleeding too much in the first 20 minutes or so, I think their draft looks really good. But the question is, can they get there?
What was the game that we were watching? It was a Magnus and a right-clicking core. That's not the point, but we saw the Magnus like stay away from that one position for way too long. So like, is this a similar scenario where Nothing to Say kind of has to migrate over to where the Jug is playing? Like if he's farming the top lane, he's got to go into the jungle and farm there so he can reapply the Empower onto this Jug. Does he have to be playing in a similar position as this Jug as the game goes on?
So what should happen is if they're Radiant side, which they are, then the Jug should eventually start playing either Ancient side in the top jungle or like mid lane and the slight Radiant bot jungle, right? Like just at the entrance. And then like you can kind of just meet in the middle between the two of you and then like go back again and just farm both sides of the map at once in the jungle. So it should be fine. I'd like to see them make Ancient stacks as well for the Jug. Because that guy takes Ancient stacks really quickly with the Empower and having the healing wards, but to sustain him. So.
Not sure what's getting said in all chat. I really need to brush up on my Chinese reading. So far I've installed the Rosetta Stone.
Oh, yeah, so you've done the installation, just none of the work.
Yeah. I just haven't.
Nice. That's what I like to hear.
I should though. I really should.
30 seconds to battle.
Or just take a class. Go back to school. Probably take it as my language course.
So should we both go?
What, go to school?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll move to you. Not in the same place, obviously. I'll get my own flat.
Okay. Yeah, socially distanced.
And then,
I like that.
yeah, and then we'll go to school together. I'll make lunch. I feel like that's my thing. I could cook.
You're cooking for lunch, are you?
Yeah, man. We're not cooking, but like prepping and like making things. Come on. Or if you want a hot lunch, I'll cook. I don't care. Make some brisket. Throw that on a sandwich. Bring a little American flair over the pond. It's all right.
We don't want any American flair at the moment, thank you.
Fair enough. I see where I'm not wanted. So, Shinkyu, watching a lot of Linas go and try to convert themselves into a hard-hitting 4. Wouldn't be surprised to see that here as well, right?
Potentially. I'd be interested to see how he decides to transition, actually. Don't know. I feel like you kind of want the lockdown, though, as well. Omni Knight down in the bot lane, getting real low already, by the way. Early spin.
Yeah, early spin, early brain sap as well. Bane can sometimes be a bit of a nuisance.
Goes boots first. Oh. Wait, this curry on the Radiant side. Yeah. Be fine. He actually went wand on the Jug. Wow.
Yeah, straight out on the wand. Is that worth it? I know Neff talks about how going from stick to wand is sometimes not value enough.
Yeah, a lot of the time it's not, but I think in this lane, you know they're going to be spamming Fable, they're going to be spamming Purification and whatnot, so gets a little bit more value. Gives them some early stats as well, which is nice. Like, the Wraithman doesn't have as much value this game because he's not against a huge amount of physical damage in lane, so... 11.
Yeah, getting low. Might even drop here. Blade Fury, but the Purification. Innocence has the back off. He's got the Heavenly Grace. And will survive. Just barely, though.
Yeah, laning stage going really well on the Radiant so far. Beastmaster has 10 CS already as well. Like, these side lane Dire cores not having a great time. I think Jinky surely... Does he have a Sentry Ward coming? Yeah, it doesn't look like he does.
Bean again, getting low, and he's under the tower. Okay. Scaring me for a second.
I think, did PYW get the XP off of that, though? Oh no, sorry, it was
No,
mid,
it was mid. It was mid.
Okay.
What does Zeus have at this point? How's Ori doing? How's nothing is it say doing compared to last game? And he's 13-3, so things looking a little bit better.
Oh my
Meanwhile,
God,
DY
these
getting chased by
denies.
Jinku, and looking to land the stun. Right clicks onto the tower, and the salve not enough.
Dire's courier has been
the miss
killed.
up here
Jinku
as well.
pops the salve, and he's happy to just join back into the lane. 12-9 for the Beastmaster.
I just watched
Gosh.
Ori deny like 2 last hits on the tower away from the mag as well, and like make him miss another one. So nothing
Innocence
to say
bottom.
again.
Telekinesis. Drop down with the Purification. He'll end up dead at ult 11. They get the kill there. Even,
So normally this Bane here is really strong because your nuke steals HP away from them, but it also gives it to you, so it's double effectiveness, right? Unfortunately for Bane, Omni Knight does the same thing. So yeah, I mean, it's like really strong lane presence from the Bane kind of gets cancelled out a little bit this game.
how's Erica doing? Only 13-2? Compared to 12-6, so not terrible. What's Faith Beyond's build? Call the Wild and the Inner Beast. We'll see how much of an impact that Inner Beast has as well.
What's mid lane here for the 4-minute rune?
Yeah, 4-minute rune Nightmare onto the Rubik. They've got the illusion, so he'll skewer over to it to bottle it up. Innocence doesn't have a way to stop this TP.
Is under attack.
PYW just gets out of there.
Yeah, really important again that you play around those 4-minute runes. Like Zeus, especially, is one of those heroes that gets so much stronger when he gets these active runes to play off bottle.
Yeah. And they need to really have that control. We've seen Zeus's kind of go off.
Mid.
You know, it doesn't even matter what the rune is, and they've got the Nightmare on Ori. That'll break eventually.
Tried to find the opening for the Nightmare into Skewer, but not really in the right place, unfortunately.
Not even just that. It's just like, look at nothing to say. He's dealing with 440 health, basically. It would have been a bit of a risk, right?
A little bit, yeah. But again, you
No,
know,
he'll
he has
heal up
the,
with bottle.
the illusion room with the bottle, right? So
No.
could be worse.
Certainly could be worse. Could be last game.
Could be last game. That is true.
Yeah. He's not getting, and I don't exactly like using this as an adjective, but not getting dumpstered this time.
I will say though as
Scoot
well,
up.
I really dislike the Mag hasn't gone for a
Top
stick in
lane?
the mid lane.
Erica getting pressured pretty heavily. Oh, Xinkyu. Outputting a lot of damage in this lane. God, he's harassing DY.
I mean, yeah, Fiery Soul's a crazy, crazy ability. Yeah, I just want to go back to this point. I'm really surprised that Mag hasn't gone for stick in the mid lane. Like, how many times will Zeus have used this Arc Lightning and he's not getting stick
Dire's
charges off
courier
him?
has been killed.
Ult
No,
11
it's not.
losing that courier.
6-minute rune's going to spot relatively soon, so might see some more support rotations coming towards mid. Yeah, Jinkyu's heading over.
So far so good for nothing to say. Ori not dominating as much, but of course Ori not losing the lane.
Oh, he gave away
Stun
the haste
comes
rune.
out, telekinesis, and now he's got the haste rune.
Oh, Jinkyu.
He's thinking about going forward on this. Thunder God's Wrath, Jinkyu in a lot of trouble. Throws out the Dragon Slave. He needs to be careful from this Zeus. Nothing to say, has to back off as well. And he's got haste. He may not be too scared.
God.
But that's the control of the runes, you know?
I mean, I can't believe he gave it away. Like, the Jinky was standing right next to it, but he didn't see the Zeus because it was night time. He like turns around and he's like, oh god. Tries to be greedy and hold it for the mag.
So things are relatively quiet.
This game's going really well for Vici at the moment. The fact that they haven't fallen further
I say
behind
quiet,
so
but
far.
bottom. All 11 get chased. He's got the Heavenly Grace, Innocence. Doesn't have any way to really control. Experience favoring Vici for the moment.
Yeah, Slark has the level 6 now as well, so his game's a little bit easier now. He's having a decent time.
Want to see how the Vision game goes. Because now that he's 6, of course you've got the Zeus. How are LGD going to play around this? Got him again. They're going for old 11. They've got the help from the Lina. Blade Fury run on top of the Omni Knight. Innocence is the one who gets the kill.
Keen Optic for the Zeus and a Royal Jelly. Oh my god, Zeus is just...
Wow.
He's loving
in one
life.
camp.
Look at these
The stacks. These stacks are massive.
And do you know what the good thing about these stacks is as well? You see how they're protecting them with their own vision as well. This is really great.
Yeah.
Faded.
He's got massive stacks. He's got stacks everywhere. Whew.
So he drops the Optic, I assume, for either one of his supports. Maybe the Omni Knight's pretty good as well, but gonna take the Faded Brooch for himself instead.
Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah, the
attack.
extra movement speed is clutch.
It's just so big. I
Feel
say
bad
that,
for
but
DY
Mag
though.
is-
All he's got is a Quelling Blade. It's not last game, that's for sure.
I mean, I say that. I mean, the Mag's obviously doing really well too.
Yeah, 65 and 6, having a good time, and he's going up top with the Invis. So if they could kill this Slark, that would be a big advantage, and I think they take out the tier 1 tower top if they bring over like the Lina, but Lina's actually farming mid.
He actually went Helm of Dom on the Beastmaster, Faith BN. Isn't this something that he does individually quite a lot on Beastmaster? Maybe I'm wrong with that. I feel like
They
I've seen him
spotted
do
him.
Helm of Dom quite a few times.
They have the vision onto nothing to say, and now he'll know because they took out the sentry. They're still gonna go
Radiant's
though.
bottom tower is under
They
attack.
need to get the RP, and standing right under him, they'll use the RP. Can they get the kill?
Nice start.
Ooh, Shadow Dance, Dark Pack. He survives sleep onto the Warlock. Thunder God's Wrath to get the kill on the Innocence. They'll bring over PYW to go after Faith Beyond. The Telekinesis lifts him up into the air, and now he's dead too. So LGD, they play aggressive, and they lose out on that gank after a big rotation from Vici. Not only do they keep Erica alive, but they grab themselves 2 kills. So
That was so well
nicely
played
done
by
from them.
Erica. Like, they didn't see that Mag there at all, so they didn't know exactly when he was going to RP. But that Dark Pack came out at exactly the right time. Like, they baited it out massively there. So, you know, fair play to Vici. That was pretty cool to watch.
Ame, meanwhile, only 3,500 gold. He's right there with the Slark, so it's not like he's falling massively behind. Not working with this Empower yet. We'll see how Nothing to Say continues to play if he's going to maybe shift towards where the
Radiant's
jug
bottom
is.
tower is under attack.
Can't believe this Mag gave up Arcane Ring to keep Shovel. Crazy. Is that not like
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I feel like Mag is one of those heroes that really likes Arcane Ring.
Innocence getting chased down here by old 11. Q looking for the stun, lands it. PYW is actually stolen Dragon Slave, and he's got Steel, Telekinesis, and nobody else going in onto the Linas. They get the kill into the Bane.
I'd like to apologise, chat. Turns out Bane was not fine whatsoever.
Clap in the
smoking?
chat for a good prediction.
Let's smoke up towards top lane here, though. They have the Thunder God's Wrath in 20, but they want to protect this tower against the Beastmaster.
He actually hasn't taken the tower 10 minutes into the game.
But
Like,
Raw?
the pressure's come out, and now they've got the Primal Roar. They go after DY. They'll get the kill there. But they are bringing a lot of heroes up top for Vici. They have Thunder God's Wrath in just a couple of seconds, so he's going to run, but he may not get out of this one.
No
So,
TP
what a
for one.
pounce. Nicely done, Erica. They're going to lock down Faith Beyond. LSA comes through and lands on a 2. Faith Beyond will still fall to Ori. Don't have anything else coming, but
But now
a
Mag
good job with the rebuttal.
Mag starts pushing out the mid lane though straight away. And Nothing to Say has gone Blink first this game. Which, do you remember how I talked about normally? Like, Mag's this hero that wants to just farm up for a little while. I think he's going to recognise this game that he has to fight. They have that potential to just start running at towers now with the Blink and finding pickups. Which, yeah, I really like this pickup.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Jug shifting to the top lane. Couple of right clicks on old 11. He'll retreat back near PYW, who's got his own
Bottom tower is
pack
under
of
attack.
boars. It's always fun.
Dire's middle tower is under
is he
What is
attack.
PYW going for? Is he going to go blink dagger, you
Radiant's
think?
bottom tower is under
I
attack.
could do, yeah.
Dire's middle tower
I mean,
has
could go
fallen.
something like Glimmer if he wants to, but you know there's going to be a Necro 3 on the Beastmaster. 4 staff's okay as well, I think.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's
So
top
they
the
shifted to
A
take the mid tier 1, and now they're going to take the top tier 1. Or at least
Omni-Knight.
attempt to take the top tier 1. Old 11 in a lot of trouble. The Dragon Slave as well as the Fable does a lot of damage on the Ame as well as Faith Beyond, so they back away. Ori ends up dead to Jinkyu. And while that's happening, they take the top tier 1. So this
DY
is
as
very
well.
good for LGD as they're grabbing a second kill on DY.
Grip, top lane.
Radiant's bottom tower
Fiend's Grip
is under
used,
attack.
and all over the map, they are getting kills left and right. Old 11, he ends up falling. PYW throws the Primal Roar over onto this Jug, but PYW still will
comes the
eventually
Hadouken.
fall. Looking for it.
Hadouken.
Shockwave, charging it up.
Oh, he has
Lands
raindrops.
it. Okay.
Oh no. the creep
TP,
followed him.
no way. Oh, the damage. Oh my god.
I
Okay,
can't
never
believe
mind.
he's got
All right,
that.
claps in the chat for me. I said he was going to die.
All right, nice prediction, Beacon. Idiot.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. But as I was saying, this does open up the entire jungle now of the Dire
Yes.
side.
They stole some of the ancient stack as well. Oh.
Good job recognizing that and getting over for the Magnus and LGD.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're gonna ping it out and
Ags
be like,
first
oh.
for Ori. Guys, I'm sorry I couldn't protect this. PYW would love to steal Empower. Give that over to the Slark.
I think we're hitting that point in the game that we were talking about, though, where LGD really have to start pushing their advantage.
Yeah, we're getting close to the 20-minute mark where you'll have the Ags. Nimbus is going to be pretty difficult to deal with. Diffusal's coming out soon for Erica. Omni Knight's going Midas. Okay.
BD
Sure.
response ball. I always forget how hard Zeus right clicks. He obviously
101.
never really does it
Okay.
in fights, but
He is a god. Gods do hit hard. Is Chuck getting this in power? Yeah, he is. Okay. And he's going Diffusal. That was actually what I was thinking during the draft, what he wanted to go. Because he said he wanted to, obviously, forego the Battle Fury because he's getting the Empower. He's gone into the Mask of Madness. And also, with that Mask of Madness, he's gone Blitz Knuckles. So he wants the attack speed, and now he's going into the Diffusal.
do you think he still thinks Diffusal purges? But he's like playing against like Omni Knight in like 2015.
Or 2025, depending on the patch notes. Primal Roar used on Innocence. Get the kill there onto the Bane. He gets caught on the high ground. Vici placing a ward down, getting that vision onto this Bane, but the Primal Roar gets used onto the Warlock. Warlock survives with the Purification coming out on him. The RP is used, and
Dark
it hits
Packs it
Erica,
off,
but he
though.
Dark Packs immediately. Goes into the Shadow Dance. They have themselves the Guardian Angel. Ame, Omni Slash, takes out Erica, Sark out of the fight. Old 11 tried to get the kill on nothing save with the Purification, but not enough damage, and now he'll fall with the Laguna Blade hitting from Jinkyu and the right clicks following it up. Down go 3 for Vici, and LGD come out unscathed.
That Omni Slash does, that's quite a lot of damage, people.
Dire are scanning.
That was a lot more than I thought it was going to be. It's a level 2 Omni as well. But I thought they were going to go head straight into Roche there as well, but I don't think they had the healing ward up here. But this Beastmaster is destroying fights though. I mean, even though Erica's able to like Dark Pact off these RPs and everything, they still just don't have the damage at the moment. They don't have this lineup that's ready to fight right now. So they need to just keep farming. They need to get the Sags on the Zeus, and then maybe their damage output will be at a point where they feel like they can do something.
Faith Beyond. Necro 2 almost finished.
He's only 1,000 gold off Necro 3. And they're going to have the Purge available for the GA as well.
Interesting change. Jug's gone from Diffusal to the MKB.
Yeah, okay, I don't mind that. Like, when you were talking about the Diffusal, this is why I flamed it. Oh, well, I didn't flame it. I just tried to make a joke about it that was pretty bad. But I don't see the value in the Diffusal this game, right? Like, there's no particular reason to want to build it. It's a nice damage item against Omni Knight, obviously, to stop him from having mana in fights. It's okay against Slark as well. But I think you want the raw damage output.
Ame, not too far away from that either. What's Jinkyu doing? Okay, he's going Yules. Again, I was just wondering if he's going to go into some hard right clicking 4 build for the Lina. Yeah, he still could. Yules isn't a bad first item for this hero, whether or not he does decide to do that.
Radiant are scanning.
The armor have omniscience.
Go for the bottom tier 1. Fight coming through. Innocence will be focused. He ends up going down to the Sark. Erica gets that kill. Call of the Wild ends up getting stolen by PYW. Not something that you really would love to have, but they look after Faith Beyond. They've got the Thunder God's Wrath, and they'll get the kill onto the Beastmaster. Can they find anything more?
Oh.
They'll use the Chaotic Offering, and to no avail. They won't find anything with it.
I mean, they tried to catch somebody's TP, but
Dire's bottom
it's a
tower
really sad
is under
golem.
attack.
I mean, they kill the Beastmaster. That stolen board just permanently slowing him down was really nice. And they are finding openings, but they have to commit so much to find these kills. Right? They're using Thunder God's Wrath. They're using Golem.
I did criticize it, but it actually not
Dire's
something that's
middle
really
tower
that poor to
is under
steal.
attack.
Does Call of the Wilds benefit at all from Arcane Supremacy? For those of us who don't have that information? Not me, obviously.
You don't get spell damage, and there's no debuff, right?
Would it...
Sorceries
Well,
avail.
The slow is not part of the
Never mind.
spell. It's like part
I'm
of
just
the...
sounding stupid.
You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
part of the spell itself. It's part of the summon.
Right.
So it doesn't get the summon. They're going straight into
That was a question for chat, obviously.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry. My bad.
Again, yeah.
Okay.
MKB finished a go for this Roche. Try
There
to
is
give
an axe
himself
on the
the
Zeus
Aegis.
now, though.
Yeah, he just finished it. There we
But,
go.
I mean, Roche is going to die
Nimbus?
just as he gets it.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Watching this Zeus yesterday, just getting snipe kills. It was very hilarious to watch XM just have like Nimbus down and snipe people with the Nimbus running back to base who left with like 2 health.
Fear nothing.
Sanjin Yasha for the Slark after the Diffusal Blade.
Yeah, there's no point in him building BKB this game. Like, if you look at what Radiant has, you know, there's Fiend's Grip, there's Raw, there's RP. You might as well just build towards that status resistance instead. Probably, you know, that's Satanic later on in the game as well.
Zeus coming bottom, trying to get the kill into Jinkyu. Does exactly that. Arc Lightning into the Thunder God's Wrath as well as the Nimbus, but the Omni Slash gets converted into a kill.
And now they can start to look to push this bot tier 1 and tier 2, I think. Oh, sorry, tier 1's already dead, so maybe the tier 2.
Now Jug also looking for the Swift Slash.
Innocence,
They've got the Diffusal on to Innocence. He'll try to survive, but there's the Dark Pact. And still healing with the healing
RP?
ward. RP comes out on a 2 on the Omni Knight as well as the Warlock. They're going to try and man fight Erica over onto the Jug. Skewer back, DY in some trouble. They've got the Fatal Bonds on a couple of these heroes with the Blade Fury getting used as well as the Fiend's Grip out onto this Omni Knight. They get that kill, they take out DY, they look for the rest. PYW in a lot of trouble. The Nightmares out onto the Sark. They look over at Rubik, they'll find themselves a 3rd and make that really a 4th because they killed the Zeus earlier. Erica forced to evacuate, and LGD only lose the Bane. Somehow, Bane survives that entire beginning of the engagement and is very important to taking that fight for LGD.
Yeah, great healing ward from the Jug to keep him alive. And I think the problem is, as soon as that Zeus dies at the start of the fight, Vici's damage output is like cut in half. It's really hard for them to, you know, when they lose their big damage dealer here, to try and sustain the damage in the fights. Because they caught the Jug really early, right? But it took them so long to kill him, and even then it was only just the Aegis. So, really good fight for LGD. But again, not taking any structural damage on Vici, so... You know, the fact that LGD are going to have to go high ground at some point against like a Zeus Warlock Omni, right? It's not going to be easy.
Oh dear.
Could be a long one, guys. Strap in.
Buckle up, guys. It's gonna be a fun one. Basically, that is like sort of saying what? That no lead is safe. Like, you could have this huge lead, but they still defend the high ground well enough. It's at a certain point, just, you know, regardless of the net worth. AK lead for LGD. Ags being built for the Lina and a refresher being queued up. Okay.
Hey. That's a lot of damage.
If he gets it. Blink Dagger for the Beastmaster. He's got the Necro 3, of course. And then Silver Edge for the Magnus. Thunder God's Wrath, they've got the Vision on and nothing to say who will skewer, but the Nimbus is there, pops the BKB for the TP, but there's the Chaotic Offering.
Whoa.
So nothing to say. He's now used this BKB, he's used this TP. He's trying to get out of this one, but he won't. everybody coming over from Vici to make sure that he ends up dead. They take away the spree, and Ori's the one who claims his life.
Okay, so he uses his BKB, but the fact you force the golem out is still a big deal, right? Like, that's a 170-second cooldown. So, they do have a
That is
big
a
window here
10-second
LGD where they
BKB,
can
though.
just start pressuring towers, I think.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Keep continuing to try and take this tier 2 tower top. All he's got right now is a Yules and an Aether Lens. I say all he's got, but he's...
Yeah.
It's like when you say something and then you say the next thing, you're like, all he's got?
Is under attack.
All I've got is a couple $100. Excuse me?
This Ag's on the joke, by the way. I'm going to start
Yeah,
sloping down towards the
he's-
spot lane for the Magnus respawn. For him to look to try and TP in, potentially. Actually, Jug's going for this.
This is where the job gets hard. Swift slash and Omni slash, can you tell the difference? Goes in with the Swift slash. Guardian Angel comes out immediately from Old 11. And I think LGD are happy with that. Can they follow this up with anything? They've got the RP available on the Magnus, who comes up off respawn. The Primal Roar is converted onto the Omni Knight. They get the kill there. Fiend's Grip followed up onto Erica, but there's the Nimbus to stop the Fiend's Grip. I don't know if this is going to help Slark get out. It won't, with the Laguna Blade coming through and killing him off.
All right. Massive debate by Arme there on the Jug.
I don't think they knew he had the Ags.
Yeah, that happens once a game, where when Jug
Yep.
buys Ags, like, oh my god, he's using Omni Slash, so he pops GA on the Omni, and then he's like, oh, it was just a Swift Slash. Oh no.
That's it's hard for us to differentiate the two, and then you get that where it's like even harder for the teams.
Dire's middle
But again,
tower
it only
is
happens
under
once
attack.
in a game, where it takes you by that surprise.
There's the Empower stolen.
That's nice. You got on the Warlock.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
What happened to Corlock? Today's.
Who is it we saw who had so much farm as Warlock? Just had like Ags Refresher quietly in the 5 position because he went Midas first item, knowing that it was a long game.
Sounds like somebody in my pubs.
Might have even been BTS Americas. The more I say that scheme out loud.
Oh, they're gonna smoke up on Dire. Heading over. Oh, Bane's the one that tanks
And the God's
again.
Wrath, Bane gets spotted. He's happy to die for this though.
They catch more.
Healing Ward. It's a good one to steal. Blade Fury used. Ame on the retreat.
on the
He's got
slot.
himself the Aegis. Or actually, they don't have themselves the Aegis. I have misspoken. They get the kill though on Old 11, and now Erica starting to focus his attention onto the Jug. They've got themselves the Chaotic Offering down. They find
Ori in
themselves
the
Ori in the
backline,
back lines.
though.
They get the kill on the Zeus. And now they look over as Faith Beyond is on the run, but the telekinesis comes out on Ame. They've got Old 11 PYW as well as Erica here to get the kill on the Juggernaut. They've taken out 2 of these heroes, now 3 on LGD. Shinkyu, who'll end up falling too. It's a double kill for Erica, 4 kills for the 1.
Where was this Mac? They were missing
Radiant's top tower.
a big part of
part
their
of that.
fight there on the Radiant side.
Sorry, I misspoke on the Aegis. Time.
Oh
you know.
my god, Beacop. You're fired.
My bad.
Sorry. You're done.
Radiant's top tower.
Please,
has fallen.
excuse me?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, that Swift slash Omni slash combo onto the Omni Mac just instantly blows them up. So they do force out the old 11 buyback, which is kind of nice, but yeah, big win for Vici, I'd say. I mean, this Zeus is being like set back time and time again though, but the Slark, finding his way into
going
the
off.
game. It's doing alright.
But this is what we talked about, like 12k lead, and it still doesn't feel easy for LGD.
Yes. Especially going high ground. Like, they can't push their advantage. Omni?
Break with the Skewer looking for the RP. Don't want to commit it onto just Old 11, but they're going to lose Shinkyu. Now they've got themselves a nice RP on a 3, but where's
the
your
follow-up?
They don't have this Jug. So Fiend's Grip committed, and they're losing the Bane. RP and Fiend's Grip get committed, and they don't get anything for that.
This Slark still wants more.
Yeah, he's going to continue on. Swift Slash gets used. Erica looking over for Faith Beyond. He'll dive the tier 2. Skewer, Thunder God's Wrath coming in, as well as the telekinesis really done by PYW. Blade Fury from Ame. All of a sudden, this is back-to-back wins for Vici.
Radiant's
Dude,
middle
that's
tower
such a
is
big
under
swing in the
attack.
game. It went down from like
Yeah.
13k net worth to like 8,000. It's like a 5k net worth swing in the game.
And not only that, the team fight of LGD gets used there, so Vici are going to feel free to roam the map, if not take objectives, and they're already going to take a tier 1 mid.
Tower has fallen.
Boy. A little bit sloppy from LGD. Going 9-0 in the playoffs and the China Cup doesn't matter.
That's what's good about the region.
I guess it does matter. I mean, not for
Does
this
kinda
game.
matter. Come on.
But I shouldn't play it down.
Radiant are scanning.
But, you know, I was surprised it was 3-0 over eHome. I think eHome and Vici are two good, you know, two amazing rosters.
Slark almost has this Scardy now. I mean, he's going to get really tanky. And a massive pain to deal with.
Radiant's top tower.
They need
is
to find the
under
right
attack.
openings on LGD. Like, the problem is it's the vision game again still, right? Like, Dire is starting to control a lot of the vision because of this Zeus Slark combo.
Slark, 700 gold from the Scotty. And BKB next for the Beastmaster. Okay. Where's Joko? Basher.
I don't mind the BKB though. When you're playing against like this Warlock Fatal Bonds, there's like Zeus, there's the Rubik as well. There's going to be a lot of magic damage coming through innately. So the Slark wants blood.
Trying to get Necro Creeps, doesn't even get that though. Saved by the Bane.
How many buffs can we get on the Slark in one game? They've got Medallion on Warlock, they've got Shadow Word, they've got Heavenly Grace, Solar Crest, GA. What else have we got?
Anything that Rubik can steal, like the Empower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I honestly feel like this 8k net worth difference means so little now at this
Nothing,
point in the
yeah.
game. It takes
It felt
one
that
more
way at
fight.
12k too.
Yeah, it takes one more fight and that's it. Like if Slark has another good fight, I think he's going to be insanely strong here.
Ooh, finding PYW. Swift Slash, not Omni
And
Slash.
they get
Turret
2
has
couriers.
been killed.
Okay. That's a huge amount of gold.
And they take over the outpost 30 seconds before it procs. PYW hit with the Yules. And now they'll go RP on a 2. DY and Old 11. They end up falling 3 years dead on the side of Vici. Erica forced to run. BKB was popped by nothing to say. That was Swift Slash again, not Omni Slash. It's so hard to tell the difference.
I don't understand why they're trying to force this fight 4 versus 5. Like, why are they running into this area?
Yeah.
They know that LGD are going to have this Hawk around the Roche Pit, right? So you're almost just playing into their hands. And I don't even think Zeus was there, was he? He's just pushing out bot lane. Like, obviously he has Nimbus and Thunder God's Wrath and whatnot, but...
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Now they'll have Aegis. This time I'll remember.
What's he
Already
building
going
on
refresher.
Is he dangerous?
Interesting,
Oh
because
my
he was
God.
going Abyssal before.
Which I assumed assumed he was going to finish, but...
Ooh, pause. Oh, whoa.
God.
All of LGD disconnected, except for
Nothing
nothing to say.
like, hello?
The only one in Southeast Asia.
Friends?
Can we skirmish?
Yeah, and now I love how after I talked about how Vici were getting really like into this game, all of a sudden they give away a couple of kills, give away Roche, and now they're 14k net worth behind.
But even then, like, just
Even
one
then.
good fight could turn it around. I don't think it's that big of an advantage for LGD, as it
Right.
seems.
LGD Team House back in the game.
Yeah, I wonder if they are in a house. Well, it might actually just be the office that they have. If
Potentially.
they're close
yeah.
enough to it.
Oh, that's a nice Bane. Orlean around. Dude, this Lina
15k
tags.
lead.
Look how
Yeah,
farm
and
Jinkyu
she's
is in
going to
comparison to
refresher.
World 11. Like,
That Jinkyu, though, he always gets these, like, opportunities to farm up so much. Nothing to say. He's going Abyssal Blade. And then Ori for the refresher. A couple of heroes really close on their big items. Or
I think
on a big item.
the reason why I'm surprised Jug didn't go Abyssal, because I feel like they definitely need to get onto the Zeus in fights, right? Like, he's a big deal. So the fact that Mag's going to have a Abyssal is definitely going to help that. Obviously against the Slark as well, always nice. Extra catch.
So they back up. It looks like they're going to, smoke. And they're going to go towards the jungle. Maybe even the triangle. We'll see where they end up. They do have vision on old 11 over bottom. But they're backed up. Look at this. They're corralled up their steps. And they smoke themselves.
Okay.
I say corralled, but they're looking to make the aggressive play. And Erica gets spotted. Goes with the Dark Pact. They'll find the Hawk. Do they commit to this? Silver Edge. Erica leading, and I don't know if I like this.
I think he has to, though. Like, you have the gem on the Slark as well, so he sees everything that's coming.
And they spot him. Ooh, early Fatal Bonds. Look at Look at where they're positioned.
They want to take control.
Crazy. They're looking for the RP. It's on the back lines. It's onto the Omni Knight. BKB gets popped as well as the Chaotic Offering going down with the Laguna Blade, hitting on Olo 11. They'll get the kill onto this Omni Knight. Now with the Shadow Dance, they'll try to get the kill into Xingqiu. Primal Roar comes out of the back lines onto the Rubik. They get the kill there, or they should be able to get the kill there. With BKB can pop a high Faith Beyond. Omni Slash? No, just the Swift Slash. So still holding on to the Omni Slash. We're going to get the kill into Erica. He'll pounce away, but blink forward as well as the right click coming in for nothing to say. 3 heroes dead on the side of Vici as they've got themselves a 4th. They'll find themselves DY Nightmares there, control him up, and he is dead to rights, dead on his screen already. 4 for LGD, coming out cleanly and rocking their way towards a potential game 3.
So the problem with this play from Vici is that they understand they're stuck in their base at the moment. They have to find a way of taking some control of the map back, otherwise they're going to fall really far behind. So, they have this gem on the Slark. I think they have to go all in for that fight, otherwise the game's going to get incredibly difficult for them. Oh, they find the Zeus.
Force Staff, Yules, and Ori taken out. Swift Slash again.
Was it Omni Slash or Swift Slash?
Swift Slash.
Okay, Swift Slash. Fair enough.
I've just been looking up at the green diamond, making sure.
He has the Daedalus now as well.
Doesn't need to use Omni Slash.
Just hits them once and they die, I think.
Basically. And there's the Swift Slash again. DYW, dead once more. Mid racks, bottom racks, both gone. Vici, they have nothing left in the tank, so they're going to call GG, and LGD force a game 3.
Yeah, I'm glad we get a 3rd game in this series. It's been a really good one so far. This one, I don't know. This game felt really good for Vici. All of a sudden, they take one bad fight around the Roche pit, and it blows out of control. In fact, they were behind, what was it, 8k, 10k net worth? It didn't really matter. But as soon as they give away the Roche, yeah, that's a real kick in the teeth. Especially after they found their way back into the game in so many occasions.
Look at that. Jug, top of the net worth. Ame gets a chance to farm, gets a chance to really go off that game. Forgoes the Battle Fury, works out in his favor. Nothing to say, had a much better lane and a much better game. 4-2 and 7, it's not the most beautiful stat line, but compared to last game, he got to play Dota, so we saw his impact. We saw what he was able to accomplish on this Magnus, too.
Yeah, he did get to play Dota, that's true. And that does make a nice difference for him. He's going to feel good after that game.